Hey guys, Elyana here, ING Locksmith and Lock 50. So we've got our hotspot nearby. We've got our device plugged in via USB to USB-C, DB9 to the OBD device in the car. We're gonna launch the software. Go ahead, Sean.
We're just gonna do a quick overview of the software. It's great for beginners, absolutely, a must. And it's also great for long-time users. It's just something, a couple quick tips. So if you guys run into a situation when you're plugged in and your internet is good, and you get a little red line saying not registering, please close the software and reopen it. If it does it more than 2 or 3 times, please replace your internet provider, which means go to that little fan over here and choose a different network, or turn on your hotspot on your phone, or best case scenario, get good internet on a hotspot, not your phones. All right, we're gonna go forward. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at our homepage. Our homepage has 3 tiles. We narrow it down to 3 tiles. The first tile means scan the vehicle. Your connected OBD, CAN wire, or C package adapters we showed in the previous video. This is how you start. I read my RFA. I have a file. I have a D flash. I have a D flash and a P flash on an older car. Use File Utilities and load your files. Once you click on that, you'll get the next page and it'll show you load, and the next page will show you all your files on the computer. All right, next page, the next tile is to identify your smart key. Scanning an existing key or a new key, or whatever it is. It'll give you a bunch of information on the key. You can also clear keys. So if they're used keys and they're locked and they're learned, you can get them unlocked and unlearned.
Do you have a key in your pocket?
I do in my package.
So we're in a 2023 Discovery. We did, just show whatever key that you want to show.
Here's a 06 and here's a 18.
Okay, great. Okay. So we've got.
So this is a 06, an old style key. This is how it's gonna look on the software. So you guys can see that it shows 2015 to 2018, and then I'm gonna go ahead and scan a 2018 HW18, which is 2018 and up. So I'm gonna go 1 back and 1 forward, and then in this case you can see that it's 2018 and up. I'm gonna scroll down. A bunch of information. Very important piece of information is your UHF band, which is 315 in our case. And then we can see that that key is unlearned and unlocked. But if it says learned or it says learned and locked, you can just clear it and you hit OK. And you have a clear key. If it was locked, it's unlocked now. All right. Moving on, we're going back to our home page and we're gonna go ahead and scan the vehicle. We'll force ignition on. You'll see the dashboard turning on. All what's happening is right in front of your eyes. So now we're downloading the as-built file. Now we're forcing the ignition on. You can see the cluster turns on. And then we're going through the modules according to the as-built file. So we'll go one by one. When you see the word processing, it found it. If you see searching, it could be that it's on the as-built file, but it's not communicating, and etc. So we'll get to it in just a sec. And you can see all those abbreviations going in front of your eyes. The basic ones I'm sure you know, like ABS or BCM, which stands for body control module, and etc. I'll show you what we did on the software to get you guys more familiar with terminology and knowing what's going on in your car. So if you take a close look, you got full information on the car: engine size, side of driving, VIN number, model, everything. We try to display as much as possible how many speeds on the transmission and etc. Which is important if you guys do other German cars. You know that this information is needed and it's not presented. You need to go to 3 different places to see which DME is on a BMW. What is it, a BCM? Is it a FEM, or is it a BDC, and etc. Over here we show you guys everything. So we'll touch the first tile, which is control modules. These are all the modules on the car. We're presenting all the modules according to the as-built file. According to Land Rover as-built file, all these should be presenting. And then we have three different states. We have an X, it should be, but it's not talking to us. We have a green check mark, which is talking to us and has no DTCs, no fault codes. And we have ones with orange, which has DTCs. So, as I mentioned before, there are abbreviation. Now, you know what BCM is, but do you know what let's say, GWM? So if I just take the mouse and just mouse over, it will unveil and reveal what is this module, what is this abbreviation. So we can say that this is a gateway module, and this is our anti-lock, and this is our powertrain control module, and etc. So this is the driver door module, and etc. So anyone I just mouse over will show what it is. Here is the body control module and our favorite RFA, which is remote function actuator, and etc.
Now, so what if you're only getting a few modules? What if only a few modules show up on this page?
It could happen on a brand new car, and then it will work, but we need to know about it, and then we can make sure and adjust.
Or the Ethernet. Isn't that what the Ethernet's for?
If it's a new car, you should use the DOIP cable, the ENET cable. So for DOIP cars, you should use the yellow or the red cable that we provided to you guys. And the way to connect it is not through OBD. So this will be disconnected from the car, and then you're gonna have to use your network card, which in this case is in the back. You're gonna plug the ENET cable into here, and then the ENET cable connects to the vehicle. You keep the Lock 50 connected, because that's how you get your license and permissions on the software. And then you're gonna scan the car, and this will happen. Good question, Elyana. So we're gonna move forward. We have all our modules, and you can scroll down. There's more modules on the bottom. Don't miss that. Very important one is the TCU. And then we're gonna go back up, and we're gonna go ahead and move to our next tile. So we have a full DTC report. So it shows you every DTC on the vehicle.
And somebody asked me the other day, can we clear DTCs?
Yes, we can. Okay. So if you go back to the control module, the RFA has DTCs in this case. We're going to go to the DTC right here, and then we're going to hit OK. We can see what's going on in there first. And that will read and let us know. And then we clear right here, clear DTC. You're going to get a green window, and you're done.
Awesome, thanks.
So this car is a DOIP car, and that's the reason we're missing some of the modules.
Oh.
So if you would like us, should we scan it with the DOIP?
I think you explained how to do it.
It's just self-explanatory, right? All right. So we're going to go ahead and go into the next tile. That's our DTC report. So here you can see all of them in one place, and you'll have the module on the left, and then it'll say what it is. On the right for the DTC, I'll show you an example. So you can see right here in the BCM, giving you the fault code. The next thing is CCF utilities, which is car configuration file. So we can download the original one from our cloud. We can read from the vehicle, which is backup, very important to do, and then we can load. There's no editing on the software, but we do offer editing service. So if you guys want to turn on functions, if you guys want to change fancy stuff, you wanted to say SV on the radio, if it has running boards, but the running boards are not working, if it has the 18 speakers, but only 10 of them are turned on by the dealer because the original owner did not want to spend money on the package, but the hardware exists, we can do all that. We offer the service. You will get a file from us. Once you get the file, you're going to go ahead and write it to the vehicle, and then those functions will work. That's a separate piece. And then we're going to scroll down and show you the last two. So PEPS system is really what you care about. Here you get information on the vehicle. So you know it's a 315. In our case, the UWB is disabled, single lock-in, two-step, and then you can see the part number. It tells you that it's disarmed, so it's not in alarm mode. It's unlocked, so it's not locked, and etc. You can see that the UWB is disabled. It shows you how many keys and what's their IDs on the unit. And then if we're gonna go down here, you can see the BCM keys. And then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you get to key learning. In key learning, as Elyana mentioned earlier, this is for all keys lost. So you can replace RFA and it will erase all keys. We will do it shortly. And then we'll program a single key to this vehicle. I'll show you that. And then we're gonna add the key after we delete everything. Here, you disable and enable UWB. So if you want to use HW18, which is it's a cost-efficient key. It's not as expensive as OEMs. Then you can use that, but you'll have to disable the UWB function.
Or OEM non-PEPS keys. If you find that you've programmed an OEM key and the remote isn't working, it could be that it's a non-PEPS key and you need to turn off the UWB.
Or if it's failing on programming. During programming, you get in an error message. You need to check your key. If you put it here, you'll see it will say without UWB, and then you turn it off and then it will program properly. All right, so we can check learned keys. We can show the key status, which is showing the health of the key. So in our case, we have 4 keys. I'll go for number 1 because I know it's inside the vehicle. It picks it remotely, so through the proximity units. And then it gives us a lot of information on the key. Even the state of the battery is presented. So you can see the coin cell battery is low. So this battery needs to be exchanged. And then you can see that the key is programmed, it's in an unlock state, and etc. So that's one way to test the keys, and these are to test all the antennas. If something is not functioning correctly in the vehicle, it'll show you 6 PEPS antennas. In most scanners, in most scanning tools, it will show you open circuit, or it'll show you an error message on the antennas, but there are 6 of them. There are actually 8 of them if you count the UWB. It doesn't tell you which one it is. In our case, all the antennas are good, all 6 are good, but if one of them was damaged or one of them was malfunctioning, we will show you exactly which one it is. So you don't have to dig out the whole car and got it. You know exactly which one to go to. You have interior trunk, exterior trunk, and etc. So we'll show you which antenna is damaged, and then you guys have less work of removing and testing each antenna, which is a great tool, and it's not showing anywhere else that I know of. And then the next thing is the UWB testing, but this car is turned off, so it will fail on that test. If it was enabled, you will see 2 antennas and they'll have a green window, says great. All right, so we went all over the most important functions on what you guys care for, which is adding keys and replacing and deleting keys and etc. And then we're gonna go ahead and go to the bottom, and I'll show you the last tile, and then we'll show you how to delete all keys and add a single key. So Special Tools has 2 functions. Arm off, that's in case of up to 21, when you wanna do alarm off via CAN wire. And then later on, if you need to do newer stuff, then you're going to use the C package, either token or C package users that has unlimited use, and they can use the key duplicator, and it's a very, very powerful tool. All right, we're going back. We're going to go ahead and erase all keys in the vehicle, and then we'll program a single key to this car. So we're going to replace RFA. We're going to say okay to that. We're going to go through the process.
Now, if you have a B package and you are replacing the RFA, is that the same button that you press?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll do it afterwards. I'll show you in a second how you do the replacement.
And if you have a B package or a C package and you want any RFAs, I do have the K8D2 2 plug-in stock, which is good 2022 through 2024. Of course, depending on the model, it's not every single model, but it is the most common RFA. That's necessary with these cars.
All right, our procedure is over. I'll jump out to 2 different things. So one other thing that a lot of you guys are familiar with if you are using any kind of a car scanner and you're in a process, and then you're going out of a process and doing something else and going back into the process, you have to rescan the car. In our case, check this out. I'm gonna clear this key, so I'm gonna put it on the unit, and then I'm gonna go to our key function. Check this out, and I'm gonna read the key. I'm going to clear the key. You can see that it's learned and unlocked, so I'm gonna clear the key. And then I just want to show you guys how it, well, first you can see how fast it happens. Everything happens really, really fast. And we put a lot of effort into that. So you guys can see now, after I read it the second time, that it shows unlearned. Now, in many cases, almost all cases that I know of, you'll have to go back and scan the car and run through the scan again. In our case, you have this menu on top, and you can go between all the functions. Look, the car is still here. All the modules are still showing. I can go straight into key programming without scanning the car because we keep it in the background. So it's very nice to see that you can bounce between all those tiles and go back and forth, and you don't have to do additional steps. We worked very hard on that, and we want you guys to know it and be happy with that function. So I'm gonna find myself a nice spot to put the unit. I'll put the key on. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add a key. So right now we have no keys in the car, and I'm gonna go ahead and add additional key. And I say yes, it's placed on the unit. It shows me what it is. Because the UWB is turned off, it does not show me that I need a UWB key. If the UWB was on, it would have showed me right here, an additional line that shows you need to use a UWB key. So we try to keep it as simple and as informative as possible. I'm gonna hit OK. It reads the key. It's asking for me to put it on the driver's seat. I'm gonna go ahead and hit next. And job is done. Without pressing a button, without touching anything else, I'm gonna hit next. I'm gonna say no. We're gonna go ahead and write the key into the emergency start. So if you read right here, you can see that we're adding it this way. And then we're gonna process the emergency start into the BCM. Job is done. And you can see the key right here, programmed and working wonderful. Thank you very, very much, guys. Oh, one last piece of information. Please do not disconnect the unit from the computer before you close the software. It will throw it into a loop. So if you do it, it does this, and then you try to close it and you can't close the software. You can go into the task manager, but it's really unnecessary. So you can either replug it and then close the software. The right way to do it is to close the software first. So close the software and then disconnect your unit. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye, guys.